My amp unit! We're back for an impromptu vid, baby! The guy with the black baseball cap, a beard, and he's yelling into a camera. Uh-oh! I must be copying somebody! I must be breaking somebody else's trademark! You can't have a baseball hat, a beard, and yell into a camera about pro wrestling! I gotta be copying somebody! The fuck out of here! The Amplify Man, the amp unit, it's time for an impromptu video. The fucking amplified style! Woo! Just did our cardio 2 mile, 2.5, mind you. Double fisted some Starbucks on the way back. Now we're about to hit the gym. But first, we had to take a little bit of a break, a little bit of a delay before today's gym session because there's big news in the pro wrestling world. That's right, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff in some significant backstage lead roles. What are we talking about? And is this something that has been much needed for far too long and we finally got it? Or is this just another one of Vince McMahon's tricks up his sleeve to make it look like he's actually giving you change? Who knows? Only time will tell. The focal point of this story, let's go over that first. Paul Heyman is officially the executive director of Monday Night Raw as of today. What do we got? Thursday, June 27th, 2019. Paul Heyman is now your executive director of Monday Night Raw, basically running the ship. However, he is answering to Vince McMahon and only Vince McMahon. Now that might just seem as one person, but that one person is usually the person to veto any good idea that comes across his desk. So that's not a good thing. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. On the SmackDown side of things, as of today, Thursday, June 27th, 2019, Eric Bischoff is the new executive director of WWE SmackDown Live. So Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have been hired by WWE for some significant backstage roles, both executive directors of their given show. Paul Heyman with Raw, Eric Bischoff will be running SmackDown Live. That is fucking exceptional. That is phenomenal at the surface, right? If you read that on paper, if you see that on your screen, you're thinking, this is the change that finally needs to happen. However, here's my question that I'm raising. What if this is all just another one of Vince's ploys to make it look like this is change? Like things are really gonna turn around. However, every decision is actually just being made by Vince. So now you're still gonna get the Baron Corbins, the Bobby Lashleys, all the fucking blondes will be having a field day. And fucking your Embers and your Naomis and your fucking Asukas and your Kyrie, they'll still be behind the scenes, backstage segments, reading books and playing their fucking Nintendo Switches. No significant roles in the ring, but this time, Bischoff and Heyman are running the show, so you can't shit on the McMahons. Is this the McMahon's way to say, hey, now you shit on your Paul Heyman, now you shit on Eric Bischoff? This is what you guys keep flipping out about, right? Times were better when Paul Heyman was running ECW in the Attitude Era. Times were better when WCW was competition with Eric Bischoff. Well, here you go. Vince McMahon is handing you both of them on a silver platter, and now when shit goes wrong, you can no longer blame the McMahons. Is that Vince's endgame? Are we still gonna continue to see the same shit, but now we blame somebody else? Vince McMahon is that type of person, guys. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm hoping there is real change here. I'm hoping that he lets Paul Heyman literally run this show and Vince can worry about the XFL. I'm hoping he legitimately lets Eric Bischoff run SmackDown and Vince goes to the XFL and puts all his resources there. That's fine. And when Bischoff says I need X amount of money, or I would like these resources, or I want to do this segment and it entails these details, Vince says, you got it. What can I give you to make it happen? Vince has to give them leeway. Vince has to work with them. Vince has to trust them. Same with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman needs to be comfortable going to Vince and saying, now I need you to work with me and help me and let's build. It might cost a little bit of money. Maybe I want to bring Pyro back at the beginning of the show just to get everybody enthusiastic again and excited and letting them know this is the place to be. Maybe I want to do cool stunts. Maybe I want beard trucks back pulling up to the arena. Monster trucks going over shit. Limousines explode. Who knows? Maybe I want to do some cool stunts. Give me the money, give me the resources, allow me the time to do such. And Vince can take care of what he really wants to right now, which is the XFL. Triple H can really take care of his baby NXT. Stephanie McMahon can handle all the other business shit. Let real creative minds today, who don't have any extracurricular activities going on, who can really put the focus here on the product and in this company, let them run this shit. If Vince does that, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff aren't over the hill. They still got minds for this business. They will listen to the people, and they will make necessary changes, unlike today's current regime. But if this is a ploy by Vince, and these are just cute titles, and again, this isn't storyline, guys, these are their legit titles backstage, but if everything filters through Vince, and Vince continues to say, no, I don't like it, change this, you're not getting this, I cannot afford that, then nothing will change. Vince's ego and pride has to be set aside. That's the only way this works. Otherwise, this was just another trick up Vince McMahon's sleeve, another trick he pulled out of his rabbit hat, and now the blame doesn't go on the McMahons, it goes on Paul Heyman. Your pride and joy ECW, Paul Heyman. Your pride and joy WCW Monday Night Wars, Eric Bischoff. The blame goes on them now, see? It wasn't the McMahons all along. Ha 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 ha! You're all fired! Is that the end game? We're talking about Vince, I don't put it past him. So I'm personally hoping for the best, but I am not holding my breath on it. I will believe the change when we actually see it. When I start seeing on our screens on Monday nights certain things, I know that that's got Paul Heyman's DNA on it. When I start seeing Eric Bischoff's work on SmackDown, because we will know it's Eric Bischoff's work, then I am fully committed to this new regime. Then I'm like, fuck. We can only keep getting better from here. We can only keep gaining traction. And now, AEW, now we can have a smash mouth war. Even though it looks like AEW's Wednesday nights, we can still be talking about two good shows finally. Otherwise, the way it looks like now, AEW is going to have the only good show up front come October. Whether they can sustain that, I don't know. But they do have big plans for the first few months. I know that from what we're hearing. But after December, January, who knows if they can keep that up? AEW still has to prove themselves. But the first few months out of the gate, AEW is going to have a lot of surprises in store. And today's WWE, I can fucking speak, today's WWE is not going to be able to compete with those first few months of AEW. It's not going to happen. You see the tarps in the arenas. People aren't even coming to the arena. The ratings are fluctuating, more so downhill than anything. They went up a little bit on Raw and SmackDown this week, but that's because it's a post-pay-per-view. We'll see. But if you're going to have Paul Heyman legitimately running Raw and Bischoff is legitimately running SmackDown, now we have something to talk about when AEW comes to town. Now AEW has to do even more. Because by October, maybe Bischoff and Heyman are kicking ass again. I don't know. This is something that is so broken in WWE that it's going to take more than a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. It's going to take to about October for people to really start believing in this shit. Past SummerSlam, I assure you. On top of that, guys, Bischoff is said to be doing a lot of work with Fox. And this is good because Eric Bischoff does know a lot of behind-the-scenes network type shit. He's worked with networks in the past. And I'm not just talking Turner Network. Bischoff is really good with production and that type of shit. So Bischoff working with Fox is only another step in the right direction. It's better for the company. Again, if Vince allows him to do his shit, remains to be seen. I just can't fully put my trust in Vince right now. So I know this should be a joyous time and we're all like, yes, finally! And I am, I assure you, but I hold deep reservations on this. I have to see how this plays out because this could just be another trick by Vince. We will see, but that is the news, guys. I was fucking literally doing my 2.5 miles this morning. I'm just got Starbucks in my dome piece, my phone's blowing up, and I look finally and I'm seeing what? I'm thinking this is a fucking prank. Badass, man, badass. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition and these two can legitimately try to bring WWE back from the dead. Remains to be seen. I'm the Amplified Man. I gotta hit the phone. Well, first, water, maybe another coffee, and then the gym, right? That's my fucking pre-workout. A lot of fucking coffee. The Amplify Man! Yeah, baby! The Amplify Man! Amplify Man! Say, kick your leader!